We'll continue with our view from the bridge. We have been talking about the theme of masculinity, and in the section that we are going to do today, the theme would be more pronounced. We are also talking about the Freudian impulses, and in the previous section we did how between Alfieri and Eddie Carbon there is an exchange where we understand that Eddie lives in denial or is in denial of his feelings towards his niece. So this is what we have been talking about, and we'll continue with that. So yes, please continue. You know, as lights go out on Alfieri, they rise in the apartment where all are finishing dinner. Beatrice and Catherine are clearing the table.
You know where they went?
Where?
They went to Africa once, on a fishing boat. It's true, Eddie.
I didn't say nothing.
He goes to his rocker, picks up a newspaper.
And I was never even in Staten Island.
You didn't miss nothing. How long did it take you, Marco, to get to Africa?
Oh, 2 days. We go all.
Once we went to Yugoslavia.
They pay all right on their boats?
Beatrice enters, she and Rodolfo stack the remaining dishes.
If we catch fish, they pay all right.
They are family boats, though, and nobody in our family owned one. So we only worked when one of the families was sick.
You know, Marco, what I don't understand. There's an ocean full of fish and these are all starving.
You gotta have boats, nets. You need money.
Yeah, but couldn't they like fish from the beach? You see them down on the island.
Sardines.
Sure. How are you gonna catch them sardines on a boat?
Oh, I didn't know they're sardines. They're sardines?
Yeah, they follow them all over the ocean. Africa, Yugoslavia.
It's funny, you know. You never think of it, that sardines are swimming in the ocean.
I know. It's like oranges and lemons on a tree. I mean, you ever think of oranges and lemons on a tree?
Yeah, I know, it's fun. I heard that they paint the oranges to make them look orange.
Paint?
Yeah, I heard they grow like green.
No, in Italy, the oranges are orange.
Lemons are green.
I know lemons are green, for Christ's sake. You see them in the store, they're green. Green? I said oranges, they paint. I didn't say nothing about lemons.
Your wife is getting the money all right, Marco.
Oh yes, she bought medicines in the boat.
That's wonderful. You feel better now?
Oh yes, but I'm losing.
I just hope you ain't gonna do like some of them around here. They're here, 25 years. Some men, and they didn't get enough together to go back twice.
Oh, I know. We have many families in our town. Children never saw the family. But I'll go 3-4 years I think.
Maybe you should keep more here. Because maybe she thinks it comes so easy, you'll never get ahead of yourself.
Oh no, she saves. I send everything. My wife is very innocent.
She must be nice. She pretty? I bet her.
No, but she understands everything.
Oh, he's got a clever wife.
I bet you there's plenty surprises sometimes when those guys get back there.
Surprises?
I mean, you know, they count the kids and there's a couple extra when that they left.
No. The women wait, Eddie. Most. Very few surprises.
It's more strict in our town. It's not so free.
It ain't so free here either, Rodolfo, like you think. I've seen green on sometimes get in trouble that way. They think just because a girl don't go around with a shawl over her head that she ain't strict, you know. Girls don't have to wear black dress to be strict. You know what I mean?
Well, I always have respect.
I know, but in your town you wouldn't just drag off some girl without permission, I mean. You know what I mean, Marco? It ain't that much different here.
Yes.
Well, he didn't exactly drag her off though, Eddie.
I know, but I've seen some of them get the wrong idea sometimes. I mean, it might be a little more free here, but it's just as strict.
I have respect for her. I do anything else.
You remember we were talking about women's body as a contested site. Remember? Yeah. So who is the owner? Okay, this is a much theorized term, so I won't get into that. But in the light of this exchange, who do you think is the who claims to be the owner? Eddie, the father lover. Okay, so that's the best we can. He is actually an uncle and not even related. See, Miller has sidestepped the whole entire issue. If he were related by blood to Catherine, it would have taken other kinds of meanings. But here he is not. She happens to be his wife's niece, not his. So, father figure and lover. So, I don't know, there is a lot of ambiguity about whether his attraction towards Catherine is right or wrong. Alright. And then, of course, body as a contested side, a woman's body. We were talking a few minutes back about reverence to rape, okay, and the gaze. Okay, so you find that Catherine is an object to be possessed, to be owned, and to be proud of. So there are many people in this drama who are attracted to Catherine for a variety of reasons. Okay, and ownership, and taking over and possessing Catherine is a very important part. To be a man, it's a, it makes them feel more masculine, perhaps. Alright. And then you have to put that the mother and the guardian, the aunt who is her actual aunt, Beatrice is her aunt, so and a mother figure. So she is the one who explains the difference between men and women. Don't go around running wearing just a slip, or don't talk to him while he is shaving in his underclothes. So there are certain boundaries a growing woman, a growing girl should observe. Okay, it's not the same as you behave when you were a child. Okay, so this is something only a mother or a maternal figure would say. So thinking about the entire thing, so how many people want to own Catherine and guide her? Yes.
Okay, I ain't her father, I'm only her uncle.
Well then, be an uncle then. I mean,
No, Beatrice, if he does wrong, you must tell him. What does he do?
Well, Marco, till he came here, she was never out on the street 12 o'clock at night.
You come early now.
well, you said the movie ended late, didn't you?
Yeah.
Well, tell him, honey, the movie ended late.
Look, V, I'm just saying, he thinks she always stayed out like that.
You come home early now, Rodolfo.
Alright, sure. But I can't stay in the house all the time.
Okay, I'm not really talking about her. The more you sit around like that, the more chance you're taking. I mean, suppose he gets hit by a car or something. Where's his papers? Who is he? Know what I mean?
Yeah, but who is he in the daytime though? It's the same chance in the daytime.
Yeah, but he don't have to go looking for it, Beatrice. If he's here to work, then he should work. If he's here for a good time, then he could fool around. But I understand, Marco, that you was both coming to make a living for your family. You understand me, don't you, Marco?
Beg your pardon.
I mean, that's what I understand in the first place, see.
Yes, that's why we came.
That's all I'm asking.
Eddie reads his paper. There is a pause and awkwardness. Now Catherine gets up and puts on a record on the phonograph, Paper Doll. Now this is her first act of assertion or liberation. Yeah, or maybe confrontation. So, Paper Doll is something that Rodolfo is generally addressed as, and they all know that there is a joke about his frail masculinity. Okay, he is the kind of man who is not muscularly built, or the general in terms that we understand a man as, but he is something, he is different, and therefore his masculinity, at least externally, but his external appearance is not what is expected of. So, therefore, we know what is the reference to Paper Doll here. So, there is a lot of music in Miller. Miller had a keen eye for music, and you find variety of music in Miller. So, here is like a very pop culture-ish kind of song. Okay. Remember that this class of people, this is the kind of song from film music or very popular kind of music. Then they are not going to listen to Mozart and more classical kind of music. That's also there in Miller, but in another strata of society. So this is very much about the Brooklyn tenement kind of a family, and it's their song. Please carry on.
You want to dance, Rodolfo?
Oh no, I'm tired.
Go ahead. Dance, Rodolfo.
Ah, come on. We got a beautiful quarters, these guys. Come.
She has taken his hand and he stiffly rises, feeling Eddie's eyes on his back, and they dance.
What's that? Who's that with?
It's the same one. We bought it the other day.
They only bought 3 records. Must be nice to go all over in one of them fishing boats. I would like that myself. See all them other countries. But the women don't go along, I bet.
No, not on the boats. Hard work.
What do you got? A regular kitchen and everything?
Yes, we eat very good on boats, especially when Rodolfo comes in. Everybody gets fat.
Oh, he cooks?
Sure, very good cook. Rice, pasta, fish, everything.
Eddie lowers his paper.
He's a cook too. He sings, he cooks.
Well, it's good. He could always make a living.
It's wonderful. He sings, he cooks, he could make
He could make dresses.
dresses.
They get some high pay, them guys. The head chefs in all the big hotels are men. You read about them.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, well, I mean,
He's lucky, believe me. That's why the boat is no place.
The waterfront.
Waterfront is no place for him. I mean, like me, I can't cook, I can't sing, I can't make dresses, so I'm on the waterfront. But if I could cook, if I could sing, if I could make dresses, I wouldn't be on the waterfront.
He has been unconsciously twisting the newspaper into a tight roll. They're all regarding him now. He senses he's exposing the issue, and he's driven on.
I would be someplace else. I would be like in a restaurant.
You know, this is again a comment on his masculinity. He sings, okay, he cooks, and he can make a dress. Real men don't do these things. Real men do hard work. Okay, we are still talking about, and we are still talking about a straight out society where hard work is associated with masculinity, and this kind of soft work, so called soft work, making clothes and dishes and singing, it's all a woman's job. Real men don't do. You know, there is a book, there is a novel by Norman Mailer, Tough Guys Don't Dance. Okay, you must read that. If you want to know more about typical American masculinity, then you must read Norman Mailer. Tough guys don't dance. So this is just like a cliche. Yeah, that tough guys. If you are a tough guy, tough guys usually take a lot of pride in saying that I have 2 left feet. If you have come across such kind of men in your real, but any man who is like graceful enough or likes to dress well, there is always a question. In every part of the world, in every society, there is this kind of misconception. So, here the tempers are on the rise, and particularly because of his so called lack of masculinity. He has bent the rolled paper, and it suddenly tears in two. He suddenly gets up and pulls his pants up over his belly and goes to Marco.
What do you say, Marco? We go to the
Bouts.
bouts next Saturday night. You never seen a fight, did you?
What is a bout or a fight? What kind of bout? Boxing match. Okay, so real men, what do? They box. Okay, so boxing is a very integral part of masculinity. Fights are bullfighting, boxing. You have read Hemingway. Okay, so you know all these physically aggressive sports and acts, they are directly connected to masculinity. Not what Rodolfo does, but what men like Marco and Eddie do. So, boxing, there is a hell lot of films and books about men and boxing, why men love violent sports. And in Hemingway you have seen in Robert Cohen's character, okay, he asserts, he learns or he practices boxing at Princeton University in order to be assertive about his identity, his masculinity. Yeah.
I'll treat you. What do you say? You want to come along? I'll buy the tickets.
Sure, I like to go.
I'll make some coffee, alright?
Go ahead, make some. Make it nice and strong.
Mystified, she smiles and exits the kitchen. He is weirdly elated. Rubbing his face into his palms, he strides to Marco.
You wait, Marco. You'll see some real fights. You ever do any boxing?
No, I never.
Let's say you could have done something.
No.
Well, come on, I'll teach you.
What's he got to learn that for?
You can't tell. One of these days somebody's liable to step on his foot or something. Come on, Rodolfo, I'll show you a couple of classes.
He stands below table.
Go ahead, Rodolfo. He's a good boxer. He could teach you.
Well, I don't know how to.
Just put your hands up, like this, see? That's right. That's very good. Keep your left hand because you leave the left, see, like this.
He gently moves his left into Rodolfo's face.
See? Now what you gotta do is you gotta block me. So when I come in like this, you...
Rodolfo parries his left.
Hey, that's very good. Alright, now come into me, come on.
I don't want to hit you.
Don't pity me, come on. Throw it, I'll show you how to block it.
Rodolfo jabs at him, laughing. The others join.
That's it. Come on again. For the jaw right here.
Rodolfo jabs with more assurance.
Very good.
He's very good.
Eddie crosses directly upstage of Rodolfo.
Sure is great. Come on, kid, put something behind it. You can't hurt me.
Rodolfo more seriously jabs at Eddie's jaw and grazes it.
Attaboy.
Catherine comes from the kitchen, watches.
Now I'm gonna hit you, so block me, see?
What are they doing?
They are lightly boxing now.
He's teaching him. He's very good.
Sure is terrific. Look at him go.
Rodolfo lands a blow.
That's it. Now watch out. Here I come. Vanish.
He feints with his left hand and lands with his right. It mildly staggers Rodolfo. Marco rises.
Eddie,
Why? I didn't hurt you. I hurt your kid.
He rubs the back of his hand across his mouth.
No, he didn't hurt me.
To Eddie with a certain gleam and a smile.
I was really surprised.
That's enough, Eddie. He did pretty good though.
Yeah. He could be very good, Marco. I'll teach him again.
Dance, Catherine. Come.
He takes her hand. They go to phonograph and start it. It plays Paper Doll. Rodolfo takes her in his arms. They dance. Eddie in thought sits in his chair and Marco takes a chair, places it in front of Eddie and looks down at it. Beatrice and Eddie watch him.
Can you lift this chair?
What do you mean?
From here.
He gets on one knee with one hand behind his back and grasps the bottom of one of the chair legs but does not raise it.
Sure, why not?
He comes to the chair, kneels, grasps the leg, raises the chair 1 inch but it leans over to the floor.
Gee, that's hard. I'm gonna do that.
He tries again and again fails.
It's on an angle, that's why.
Here.
He kneels, grasps, and with strain slowly raises the chair higher and higher, getting to his feet now. Rodolfo and Catherine had stopped dancing as Marco raises the chair over his head. Marco is face to face with Eddie, a strained tension gripping his eyes and jaw, his neck stiff, the chair raised like a weapon over Eddie's head, and he transforms what might appear like a glare of warning into a smile of triumph, and Eddie's grin vanishes as he absorbs his look. Now I would like some of you to comment on this thing. There's not much dialogue, but there is a lot of action here. Yes. Who would like to say something about this? Sharad, let's have your opinion. Lida? This is a contest of manliness, yes. Who is a bigger man? Who is the toughie here? Okay, so, and why would Marco do that after Marco has no scores to settle with Eddie? But why?
Marco seems to have sensed that Eddie's trying to.
You see, the whole Italian concept of honor and family bonding and brotherhood. So he is my brother, and I know that you are casting aspersions on my brother's masculinity, but then are you man enough for me? Okay, and are you any match for me? And here, therefore, this is just a very macho posturing, macho kind of swaggering. Okay, there's nothing to it. Otherwise, it's not like they are some staunch enemies or whatever, but here they have to prove that just because my brother looks frail doesn't mean that he is defenseless. So I can do, and I am a tougher guy than you are. Okay, so this is, and there is a confrontation and very silent way. So it's a very well written, very dramatic scene. Yes. Works very well on screen. Act 2, light rises on Alfieri at his desk. Okay, Sarita, read for Alfieri.
On the 23rd of that December, a case of Scotch whisky slipped from the net while being unloaded. As a case of Scotch whisky is inclined to do on the 23rd of December on Fire 41. There was no snow, but it was cold. His wife was out shopping. Marco was still at work. The boy had not been hired that day. Catherine told me later that this was the first time they had been alone together in the house.
Light is rising on Catherine in the apartment. Rodolfo is watching as she arranges a paper pattern on cloth spread on the table. Now, Alfieri as a narrator. We have been talking about the Coric character and Alfieri. We have seen such kind of character in American plays such as The Glass Menagerie. If you are aware of The Glass Menagerie by Tennessee Williams, there is Tom's character is also a narrator, commentator on the happening of the play, and also we have seen Our Town and Thornton Wilder. So, this is a very common device. An actor also acting as a commentator, as a chorus on the play. Yes.
You hungry?
Not for anything to eat. I'm nearly $300. Catherine,
I heard you.
you don't like to talk about it anymore.
Sure, I don't mind talking about it.
What worries you, Catherine?
I've been wanting to ask you about something. Could I?
All the answers are in my eyes, Catherine. But you don't look in my eyes lately. You're full of secrets. What is the question?
Suppose I wanted to live in Italy.
You going to marry somebody rich?
No, I mean live there. You and me.
When?
Well, when we get married.
You want to be an Italian?
No, but I could live there without being Italian. Americans live there.
Forever?
Yeah.
You're fooling.
No, I mean it.
Where do you get such an idea?
Well, you're always saying it's so beautiful there with the mountains and the ocean and all the...
You're fooling me.
I mean it.
Catherine, if I ever brought you home with no money, no business, nothing, they would call the priest and the doctor and they would say the Rodolfo is crazy.
I know, but I think we would be happier there.
Happier? What would you eat? You can't cook the meal.
Maybe you could be a singer, like in Rome or...
Rome. Rome is full of singers.
Well, I could work then.
Where?
God, there must be a job somewhere.
There's nothing. Nothing. Now tell me what you're talking about. How can I bring you from a rich country to suffer in a poor country? What are you talking about? I would be a criminal stealing your face. In 2 years, you would have an old, hungry face. When my brother's babies cried, they gave them water. Water that boiled a bone. Don't you believe that?
I'm afraid of Eddie here.
We wouldn't live here. Once I'm a citizen, I could work anywhere and I would find better jobs and we would have a house, Catherine. If I were not afraid to be arrested, I would start to be something wonderful here.
Tell me something. I mean, just tell me, Rodolfo. Would you still want to do it if it turned out we had to go live in Italy? I mean, just if it turned out that way.
This is your question or this question?
I would like to know, Rodolfo. I mean it.
To go there with nothing.
Yeah.
No. No.
You wouldn't?
No. I will not marry you to live in Italy. I want you to be my wife and I want to be a citizen. Tell him that or I will. Yes. And tell him also and tell yourself please that I am not a beggar and you are not a horse, a gift, a favor for a poor immigrant.
Well, don't get mad.
I am furious. Do you think I am so desperate? My brother is desperate, not me. Do you think I would carry on my back the rest of my life a woman I didn't love just to be an American? It's so wonderful. You think we have no tall buildings in Italy, electric lights, no wide streets, no flats, no automobiles? Only work we don't have. I want to be an American so I can work. That is the only wonder here. Work. How can you insult me, Catherine?
I didn't mean that.
My heart dies to look at you. Why are you so afraid of him?
I don't know.
Do you trust me, Catherine? You.
It's only that he was good to me, Rodolfo. You don't know him. He was always the sweetest guy to me. Good. He razzles me all the time, but he don't mean it. I know. I would just feel ashamed if I made him sad. Because I always dreamt that when I got married, he would be happy at the wedding and laughing. And now he is mad all the time and nasty. Tell him you live in Italy. Just tell him, and maybe he would start to trust you a little. See? Because I want him to be happy. I mean, I like him, Rodolfo, and I can't stand it.
Oh, Catherine. Oh, little girl.
I love you, Rodolfo. I love you.
Then why are you afraid? Then he'll spank you?
Don't laugh at me. I've been here all my life. Every day I saw him when he left in the morning and when he came home at night. You think it's so easy to turn around and say to a man he's nothing to you no more?
I know, but
You don't know. Nobody knows. I'm not a baby. I know a lot more than people think I know. Beatrice says to be a woman, but
yes.
then why don't she be a woman? If I was a wife, I would make a man happy instead of going at him all the time. I can tell a block away when he's blue in his mind and just wants to talk to somebody quiet and nice. I can tell him when he's hungry or wants a beer before he even says anything. I know when his feet hurt him. I mean, I know him. And now I'm supposed to turn around and make a stranger out of him? I don't know why I have to do that. I mean,
Catherine, if I take in my hands a little bird and she grows and wishes to fly, but I will not let her out of my hands because I love her so much, is that right for me to do? I don't say you must hate me, but anyway, you must go. Mustn't you, Catherine?
hold me.
Oh, my little girl.
Teach me. I don't know anything. Teach me, Rodolfo. Hold me.
There's nobody here now. Come inside. Come.
He's
And-
leading her toward the bedrooms.
And don't cry anymore.
Light arises on the street. In a moment, Eddie appears. He is unsteady, drunk. He mounts the stairs. He enters the apartment, looks around, takes out a bottle from one pocket, puts it on the table, then another bottle from another pocket, and a third one from an inside pocket. He sees the pattern and cloth, goes over to it and touches it and turns towards upstage. And you remember now that there was a crate of whiskey that had fallen off on the piers and on 23rd December. What could be the significance? It's Christmas soon, okay? And during that time there is lot of import of these drinks, these kinds of drinks, whiskeys and wine, because it's the celebration time. So it comes and they have, these people always help themselves to whatever falls off. Earlier we had that reference to coffee with spiders and all that, yeah, but here, and he, therefore if she is giving, the writer or the playwright is giving you the context, how did he have access to so much of whiskey?
Beatrice. Beatrice. Beatrice.
Catherine enters from bedroom under his gaze. She adjusts her dress.
You got home early.
Knocked up for Christmas early. Rodolfo making you a dress.
No, I'm making a blouse.
Rodolfo appears in the bedroom doorway. Eddie sees him and his arm jerks slightly in shock. Rodolfo nods to him testingly.
Beatrice went to buy presents for her mother.
Pack it up. Go ahead. Get your stuff and get out of here.
Catherine instantly turns and walks towards the bedroom and Eddie grabs her arm.
Where are you going?
I think I have to get out of here, Eddie.
No, you ain't going anywhere. He's the one.
I think I can't stay here no more. I'm sorry, Eddie. Well, don't cry. I'll be around the neighborhood. I'll see you. I just can't stay here no more. You know I can't. Don't you know I can't? You know that, don't you? Wish me luck. Oh, Eddie, don't be like that.
You ain't going nowhere.
Eddie, I'm not going to be a baby anymore.
He reaches out suddenly, draws her to him, and as she strives to free herself, he kisses her on the mouth.
Don't
He-
stop that. Have respect for her.
You want something?
Yes, she'll be my wife. That is what I want. My wife.
But what are you going to be?
I mean, are you a husband? She is going to be your wife, but aren't you a wife as well?
I show you what I do.
Wait outside. Don't argue with him.
Come on, show me. What are you going to be? Show me.
Don't say that to me.
Rodolfo flies at him in attack. Eddie pins his arms, laughing, and suddenly kisses him.
Eddie, let go. You hear me? I'll kill you. Let go of him.
She tears at Eddie's face and Eddie releases Rodolfo. Eddie stands there with tears rolling down his face as he laughs mockingly at Rodolfo. She is staring at him in horror. Rodolfo is rigid. They are like animals that have torn at one another, and broken up without a decision, each waiting for the other's mood. Now, what does this kiss signify? A kiss for the girl and the boy as well. To humiliate him that you can't even fight back. And definitely, Rodolfo can certainly not fight back. Yeah, when it comes, when the adversary is Eddie. So he's just not strong enough. And this is his way to show Eddie, to show Catherine that who is the man, who is the real man here, around here. So this is to humiliate. I'm taking possession of your body, okay, because you are mine, you belong to me, so I can kiss you on the mouth. Yeah, that's what he does to Catherine. You're my woman. And he can do that to Rodolfo also to prove to Catherine that he is nothing more than a weak, wimpy character.
You see, I give you till tomorrow, kid. Get out of here. Alone. You hear me? Alone.
I'm going with him, Eddie.
Not with that.
Not with him. It's not with him, but it's not with that. And that is like someone who has no gender. She halts, frightened. He sits still, panting for breath, and they watch him helplessly as he leans towards them over the table.
Don't make me do nothing, Catherine. Watch your step, submarine. By rights, they are to throw you back in the water, but I got pity for you.
He moves unsteadily toward the door, always facing Rodolfo.
Just get out of here and don't lay another hand on her unless you want to get out of here first.
He goes out of the apartment. The lights go down as they rise on Alfieri. Sarita reads for Alfieri.
On December 27th, I saw him next. I normally go home well before 6, but that day I sat around looking out my window at the break, and when I saw him walking through my doorway, I knew why I had waited. And if I seem to tell this like a dream, it was that way. Several moments arrived in the course of the 2 talks we had when it occurred to me how almost transfixed I had come to feel. I had lost my strength somewhere. I looked in his eyes more than I listened. In fact, I can hardly remember the conversation, but I will never forget how dark the room became when he looked at me. His eyes were like tunnels. I kept wanting to call the police, but nothing had happened. Nothing at all had really happened. So in other words, he won't leave.
Okay, so eyes like tunnels. This is something that he refers to. This is something that he talks about Eddie quite often. In the previous soliloquy too, eyes like tunnels. Now, what is eyes like tunnels? What does this expression mean? At the end of a tunnel, you have no hope, no light. Okay, so it's like that kind of darkness had enveloped Eddie. Okay, it's very difficult to make out what is going on in his mind. Eyes like tunnels, no hope, no light, nothing bright. So, in other words, he won't leave Eddie.
My wife is talking about running at home upstairs with her. An old lady on the top floor is talking to you.
What does Marco say?
He just sits there. Marco don't say much.
I guess they didn't tell him. Huh? What happened?
I don't know. Marco don't say much.
What does your wife say?
Nobody's talking much in the house. So what about that?
But you didn't prove anything about him. It sounds like he just wasn't strong enough to break your grip.
I'm telling you, I know. He ain't right. Somebody that don't want it can break it. Even a mouse, if you catch a teeny mouse and you hold it in your hand, that mouse can give you the right kind of fight. He didn't give me the right kind of fight. I know it, Mr. Alfieri. The guy ain't right.
Why did you do that for Eddie?
To show her what he is, so she would see once and for all. Her mother will turn over the grave. So what do I gotta do now? Tell me what to do.
She actually said she is marrying him?
She told me, yeah, so what do I do?
This is my last word, Eddie. Take it or not. That's your business. Morally and legally, you have no rights. You cannot stop it. She's a free agent.
Didn't you hear what I told you?
I heard what you told me. But I'm telling you what the answer is. I'm not only telling you now. I'm warning you. The law is nature. The law is only a word for what has a right to happen. When the law is wrong, it's because it's unnatural. But in this case, it is natural and the river will drown you if you buck it now. Let her go and bless her.
A phone booth begins to glow on the opposite side of the stage, a faint, lonely blue. Remember in the stage directions earlier, Miller tells us that there has to be a phone booth on the stage, but there need not be any spotlight on it. Okay, it should be left very unconspicuously. But now suddenly a light starts glowing on it. Now, do you think that there is any significance to the phone booth now? It somehow gives Eddie some kind of an idea, the presence of a phone booth, because morally and legally you have no rights over Catherine. You can't do anything to Rodolfo unless you report him to the Immigration Bureau. Okay, and therefore a blue glow on the telephone booth. Eddie stands up, jaws clenched.
Somebody had to come for her, Eddie, sooner or later. You won't have a friend in the world, Eddie. Even those who understand will turn against you. Even the ones who feel the same will despise you. Put it out of your mind, Eddie.
He follows into the darkness, calling desperately. Eddie is gone. The phone is glowing in light now. Light is out on Alfieri. Eddie has at the same time appeared beside the phone. Eddie.
Give me the number of the Immigration Bureau. Thanks. I want to report something. Illegal immigrants, 2 of them, that's right. 441 Saxon Street, Portland, yeah. Ground floor. I'm just around the neighborhood, that's all. Huh?
Evidently he is being questioned further and he slowly hangs up. He leaves the phone just as Louis and Mike come down the street. Okay, so Lisa and Shabna, you read for Louis and Mike.
Go bowling, Eddie.
No, I'm due home.
Well, take it easy.
I'll see you.
They leave him exiting right and he watches them go. He glances about, then goes up into the house. The lights go on in the apartment. Beatrice is taking down Christmas decorations and packing them in a box. How symbolic that the festivities are over.
Where is everybody? I says, where is everybody?
I decided to move them upstairs with Mrs. Dondero.
No, they're all moved up there already.
Yeah,
Where's Catherine? Is she up there?
only to bring pillowcases.
She ain't moving into there.
Look, I'm sick and tired of it. I'm sick and tired of it.
Alright, take it easy.
I don't want to hear no more about it, you understand? Nothing.
What are you blowing off about? Who brought them in here?
Alright, I'm sorry. I wish I'd dropped dead before I told him to come. In the ground, I wish I was.
Don't drop that. Just keep in mind who brought them in here. That's all.
He moves about restlessly.
I mean, I got a couple of rights here.
He moves wanting to beat down her evident disapproval of him.
This is my house here, not their house.
What do you want from me? They moved out. What do you want now?
I want my respect.
So I moved them out. What more do you want? You got your house now, you got your respect.
I don't like the way you talk to me, Beatrice.
I'm just telling you, I've done what you want.
I don't like it. The way you talk to me and the way you look at me. This is my house and she's my niece and I'm responsible for her.
So that's why you done that to him?
I don't walk to him.
What you done to him in front of her? You know what I'm talking about. She goes around shaking all the time. She can't go to sleep. That's what you call responsible for her?
I ain't right, Beatrice. Did you hear what I said?
Look, I'm finished with it. That's all.
I'm gonna have it out with you one of these days, Beatrice.
Nothing to have out with me. It's all settled. Now we're gonna be like it never happened. That's all.
I want my respect, Beatrice, and you know what I'm talking about.
What?
What I feel like doing in the bed and what I don't feel like doing. I don't want no.
When did I say anything about that?
You said I ain't dead. I don't want no more conversations about that, Beatrice. I do what I feel like doing or what I don't feel like doing.
Okay.
You used to be different, Beatrice. You had a whole different way.
I am no different.
You didn't used to jump me all the time about everything. The last year or two I kept coming in the house, I don't know what's going to hit me. It's a shooting gallery in here. I'm the teaching.
Okay.
Don't tell me okay. I'm telling you the truth. A wife is supposed to believe the husband. That if I tell you that guy ain't right, don't tell me he is right.
But how do you know?
Because I know. I don't go around making accusations. He gives me the heebie-jeebies the first minute I saw him. See? And I don't like you saying I don't want to marry anybody. I broke my back paying her stenography lessons so she could go out and meet a better class of people. Would I do that if I didn't want her to get married? Sometimes you talk like I was a crazy man or something.
But she likes him.
Beatrice, she's a baby. How is she gonna know what she likes?
Well, you kept her a baby. You wouldn't let her go out. I told you 100 times.
Alright, let her go then.
She don't want to go out now. It's too late, Eddie.
Suppose I told her to go out. Suppose
They're going to get married next week, Eddie.
she said that.
Eddie, if you want my advice, go to her and tell her good luck. I think maybe now that you had it out, you learned better.
What's the hurry next week?
Well, she's been worried about him being picked up. This way he could start to be a citizen. She loves him, Eddie.
He gets up, moves about uneasily, restlessly.
Why don't you give her a good word? Because I still think she would like you to be a friend, you know. I mean, like if you told her you'd go to the wedding.
She asked you that?
I know she would like it. I'd like to make a party here for her. I mean, there ought to be some kind dinner. Huh? I mean, she'll have trouble enough in her life. Let's start it off happy. What do you say? Because in her heart, she still loves you, Eddie. I know it. What are you crying? Go, why don't you go tell her you're sorry? There, she's coming down. Come on, shake hands with her.
No, I can't. I can't.
Eddie, give her a break. Her wedding should be happy.
I'm going for a walk.
He goes upstage for his jacket. Catherine enters and starts for the bedroom door.
Katie, Eddie, don't go. Wait a minute. Ask him, Katie. Come on, honey.
It's alright, Annie.
No, she wants to ask you. Come on, Katie, ask him. We'll have a party. What are we going to do? Hate each other? Come on.
I'm going to get married, Eddie. So if you want to come, the wedding will be on Saturday.
Okay. I only want the best for you, Katie. I hope you know that.
Okay.
Catherine, I was just telling Beatrice if you want to go out, like, I mean, I realized maybe I kept you home too much because he's the first guy you ever knew. I mean, now that you got a job, you might meet some fellas and you get a different idea, you know. I mean, you can always come back to him. You're still only kids, the both of us. What's the hurry? Maybe you'll get around it a little bit, you grow up a little more. Maybe you'll see different in a couple of months. I mean, you'll be surprised. You don't have to be.
No, we made it up already.
Katie, wait a minute.
No, I made up my mind.
But you never knew no other fella, Katie. How can you make up your mind?
Because I did. I don't want nobody else.
But Katie, suppose he gets picked up.
That's what we're going to do it right away. As soon as we finish the wedding, he's going right over and start to be a citizen. I made up my mind, Eddie. I'm sorry. Could I take two more pillowcases for the other guys?
Sure, go ahead. Only don't let her forget where they came from.
She's got other borders up there.
Yeah, there's two guys that just came over.
What do you mean came over?
From Italy. Alfieri the butcher is nephew. They come from Bari. They just got here yesterday. I didn't even know till Marco and Rodolfo moved up there before.
Catherine enters, going toward exit with two pillowcases.
It'll be nice. They could all talk together.
Catherine. What are you got no brains? You put them up here with two other submarines?
Why?
Why? How do you know they're not tracking these guys? They'll come up for them and find Marco and Rodolfo. Get them out of the house.
But they've been here so long already.
How do you know what enemies Lipari's got? Which they'd love to stab him in the back.
Well, what'll I do with them?
The neighborhood's full of rooms. Can't you send them to live in a couple of blocks away from it? Get them out of the house.
Well, maybe tomorrow night I'll...
Not tomorrow, do it now. Karen, you never mix yourself with somebody else's family. These guys get picked up. Lipari is liable to blame you or me, and we got his whole family on our head. They got a temper, they can't do it.
Two men in overcoats appear outside, start into the house.
How am I going to find a place tonight?
Stop arguing with me and get them out. You think I'm always trying to fool you or something? What's the matter with you? You don't believe I could think of your good? Did I ever ask something for myself? You think I got no feelings? I never told you nothing in my life that wasn't for your good. Nothing. And look at the way you talk to me, like I was an enemy, like I...
A knock on the door, his head swerves. They all stand motionless. Another knock, Eddie in a whisper, pointing upstage.
Go out the fire escape. Get them over the back, out over the back fence.
Catherine stands motionless, uncomprehending.
Immigration. Open up in there.
Go, hurry up.
She stands a moment, staring at him in a realized horror.
Well, what are you looking at?
Open up.
Who's that there?
Immigration. Open up.
Eddie turns, looks at Beatrice. She sits. Then he looks at Catherine. With a sob of fury, Catherine streaks into a bedroom. Knock is repeated.
Alright, take it easy, take it easy.
He goes and opens the door. The officer steps inside.
What's all this?
Where are they?
The second officer sweeps past and glances about, goes into the kitchen.
Where's who?
Come on. Where are they?
He hurries into the bedrooms.
Who? We got nobody here.
He looks at Beatrice, who turns her head away. Pugnaciously furious, he steps towards Beatrice.
What's the matter with you?
First officer enters from the bedroom, calls to the kitchen.
Dominic.
Maybe it's a different apartment.
There's only 2 more floors up there. I'll take the friend. You go up the fire escape. I'll let you in. Watch your steps up there.
Okay, right, Charlie.
First officer goes out apartment door and runs up the stairs.
This is 441, isn't it?
That's right.
Second officer goes out into the kitchen. Eddie turns to Beatrice. She looks at him now and sees his terror.
Oh Jesus, Eddie.
What's the matter with you?
Oh my God, my God.
What are you accusing me?
Her final thrust is to turn toward him instead of running from him.
My God, what did you do?
Many steps on the outer stair draw his attention. We see the first officer descending with Marco, behind him Rodolfo and Catherine, and the 2 strange immigrants, followed by second officer. Beatrice hurries to the door. Catherine backing down stairs, fighting with first officer as they appear on the stairs.
What do you want from them? They work, that's all. They board us upstairs. They work on the piers.
Mister, what do you want from them? Who do they hurt?
They ain't no submarines. He was born in Philadelphia.
Step aside, lady.
What do you mean? You can't just come in a house and...
Alright, take it easy. What street were you born in Philadelphia?
What do you mean, what street? Could you tell me what street you were born?
Sure, 4 blocks away. 111 Union Street. Let's go, fellas.
No, you can't. Now get out of here.
Look, girlie, if they're alright, they'll be out tomorrow. If they're illegal, they'll go back where they came from. If you want, get yourself a lawyer, although I'm telling you, now you're wasting your money. Let's go. Let's get them in the car. Door. Andiamo, let's go.
Who are they hurting, for God's sake? What do you want from them? They're starving over there. What do you want, Marco?
Marco suddenly breaks from the group and dashes into the room and faces Eddie. Beatrice and first officer rush in as Marco spits into Eddie's face. Catherine runs into hallway and throws herself into Rodolfo's arms. Eddie, with an enraged cry, lunges for Marco.
Oh, your mothers.
First officer quickly intercedes and pushes Eddie from Marco, who stands there accusingly. I would like to skip a few exchanges here, and let's move on to the part where Marco turns and walks out. Alfieri, with a certain processional tread, leaves the stage. The lights dim out. The lights rise in the apartment. Eddie is alone in the rocker, rocking back and forth in little surges, pauses. Now Beatrice emerges from a bedroom. She is in her best clothes, wearing a hat. Now this is, they have been out on bail.
I'll be back in about an hour, Ellie. All right?
What, have I been talking to myself?
Eddie, for God's sake, it's her wedding.
Didn't you hear what I told you? You walk out that door to that wedding, you ain't coming back here, Beatrice.
Why? What do you want?
I want my respect. Didn't you ever hear of that from my wife?
It's after 3. You're supposed to be there already, Beatrice. The priest won't wait.
Eddie, it's her wedding. There'll be nobody there from her family. For my sister, let me go. I'm going for my sister.
Look, I've been arguing with you all day already, Beatrice, and I said what I'm gonna say. He's gonna come here and apologize to me, or nobody from this house is going into that church today. Now, if there's more to you than I am, then go, but don't come back. You be in my side or on their side, that's all.
Who the hell do you think you are? You got no more right to tell nobody nothing. Nobody. The rest of your life, nobody.
Shut up, Katie.
You're gonna come with me.
I can't, Katie. I can't.
How can you listen to him? This rat.
Don't you call him that.
What are you scared of? He's a rat. He belongs in the sewer.
Stop it.
He bites people when they sleep. He comes when nobody's looking and poisons decent people in the garbage he belongs.
No, Eddie, Eddie. Then we all belong in the garbage. You and me too. Don't say that. Whatever happened, we all done it, and don't you ever forget it, Catherine. Now go. Go to your wedding, Katie. I'll stay home. Go. God bless you.
See,
God
this
bless
is
you
very
too.
interesting. Whatever happened, we all done it, and don't you ever forget it. This is Miller's take on universal responsibility. So it's not just someone's guilt. Yeah, Eddie is guilty of ratting on his own brothers, brother in the larger sense. But we are also responsible. So things don't just happen on their own. At the subconscious level, you enticed him, and I failed to be the wife I should have been. So we are all responsible. But then, this being a very short play, Miller is not going to plumb deep into or do the analysis of this. Yes.
Eddie,
Who said you could come in here? Get out of here.
Marco is coming, Eddie. He's praying in the church. You understand? Catherine, I think it's better we go. Come with me.
Eddie, go away, please.
Eddie, let's go someplace. Come, you and me. I don't want you to be here where he comes. I'll get you your coat.
Where? Where am I going? This is my house.
What's the use of it? He's crazy now, you know the way they get. What good is it? You got nothing against Marco, you always liked Marco.
I got nothing against Marco. Which he called me a rat in front of the whole neighborhood. Which he said I killed his children. Where are you then? Where have you been?
It's my fault, Eddie. Everything. I wish to apologize. It was wrong that I did not ask your permission. I kiss your hand.
He
Eddie,
reaches for Eddie's hand, but Eddie snaps it away from him.
Eddie, he's apologizing.
I have made all our troubles. But you have insulted me. But you have insulted me too. Maybe God understands why you did that to me. Maybe you did not mean to insult me at all.
Listen to him, Eddie, listen what he's telling you.
I think maybe when Marco comes, if we can tell him we are comrades now and we have no more argument between us, then maybe Marco will not.
Now listen.
Eddie, give him a chance.
What do you want? Eddie, what do you want?
I want my name. He didn't take my name. He's only a punk. Marco's got my name. And you can run tell him, kid, that he's gonna give it back to me in front of the whole this neighborhood, or we have it out. Come on, where is he? Take me to him.
Eddie, listen.
I heard enough. Come on, let's go.
Only blood is good. He kissed your hand.
What he does don't mean nothing to nobody. Come on.
What's gonna mean something, Eddie? Listen to me. Who could give you your name? Listen to me. I love you. I'm talking to you. I love you. If Mark will kiss your hand outside, if he goes on his knees, what has he got to give you? That's not what you want.
Don't bother me.
You want something else, Eddie, and you can never have her.
B.
Beatrice.
Marco appears outside, walking toward the door from a distant point.
The truth is not as bad as blood, Eddie. I'm telling you the truth. Tell her goodbye forever.
That's what you think of me? That I would have such a thought?
Eddie Carbone.
Eddie swerves about, all stand transfixed for an instant. People appear outside.
Yeah, Marco. Eddie Carbone. Eddie Carbone. Eddie Carbone.
He goes up the stairs and emerges from the apartment. Rodolfo streaks up and out past him and runs to Marco.
No, Marco, please. Eddie, please, he has children. He will kill a family.
Go in the house, Eddie. Go in the house.
Eddie, he gradually comes to address the people.
Maybe he comes to apologize to me. Huh, Marco? For what you said about me in front of the whole neighborhood?
He is incensing himself, and little bits of laughter even escape him as his eyes are murderous, and he cracks his knuckles in his hands with a strange sort of relaxation. We'll skip a couple of lines and go to Beatrice and Catherine.
Eddie. Eddie, don't Eddie.
No, Marco knows what's right from wrong. Tell the people, Marco, tell them what a liar you are. Come on, liar, you know what you've done.
Animal, you go on your knees to me.
Eddie goes down with the blow, and Marco starts to raise a foot to stomp him when Eddie springs a knife into his hand and Marco steps back. Louis rushes in towards Eddie.
Eddie, for Christ's sake.
Eddie raises the knife and Louis halts and steps back.
You lied about me, Marco. Now say it. Come on, now say it.
Animal.
Eddie lunges with the knife. Marco grabs his arms, turning the blade inward and pressing it home as the women and Louis and Mike rush in and separate them. And Eddie, the knife is still in his hand, falls to his knees before Marco. The two women support him for a moment, calling his name again and again.
Eddie, I never meant to do nothing bad to you.
Then why? Oh, B,
Yes, yes.
my B.
He dies in her arms, and Beatrice covers him with her body. Alfieri, who is in the crowd, turns out to the audience. The lights have gone down, leaving him in a glow, while behind him the dull prayers of the people and the keening of the women continue.
Most of the time now we settle for half, and I like it better.
You remember these are the lines we began with. Yes.
But the truth is holy, and even as I know how wrong he was and his death useless, I tremble. For I confess that something perversely pure calls to me from his memory, not purely good, but himself purely. For he allowed himself to be wholly known, and for that I think I will love him more than all my sensible clients. And yet, it is better to settle for half, it must be. And so I warn him, I admit, with a certain alarm.
So what are we talking about? Sometimes it's better to settle for half, take the middle road to the middle approach, and even if we have certain kinds of strong emotions, it's better to suppress them because we live in a civilization. But it's still, at the same time, in Alfieri's heart, this is a romantic man, and he has more respect for him as compared to his more sensible clients. Okay, so this is again a dichotomy. We discussed these two concepts, the Grecian terms. What are those? Dionysian and Apollonian. Yes, so that's the binary. Those are the binaries. Whether it's better to be extremely sensible and practical and successful, or is better to let yourself go with your emotions. All right.